Hi everyone, welcome back to Queen G's Recipes, and today we are making a delicious vanilla sauce that is perfect on anything. Waffles, pancakes, oatmeal, fruit. You can use this on rice pudding. It is divine, easy to make. Let me show you how to make it. Into a bowl, we're going to add in our egg yolks, our cornstarch. Kind of got a little messy here. Gonna add it right in there. Get it all out. And we're going to mix these until smooth. This is perfect. When you no longer see any specks of cornstarch and it's nice and smooth, then you're ready to move on. So let's move on to the next step. Now you're going to need a pot with some water. I'm just using a small pot here because I'm going to be using a small bowl. So what I have here is just some cold water. I'm going to put my stove on, allow my water to come up to a simmer. So it's going to bubble and bubble. And then we are going to move on to the next step. Our water has come up to a boil. I have reduced the heat to medium heat. And now you want to make sure you have a bowl that's big enough that will fit on top of your saucepan, but that won't touch the boiling water. So you want to make sure your bowl isn't touching the boiling water. And now what I'm going to do into my bowl, I'm going to add in some heavy cream before I add it on top of my saucepan. Now at this point, if you don't want to use heavy cream, you can also use milk if you want a thinner sauce, and if you want a little bit of a thicker sauce, you can add half and half cream. I'm adding in my sugar as well. And if you want an even thicker cream, you can do as I'm doing and use heavy cream. Now into the bowl that I added the heavy cream and the sugar, I'm also going to add in some salt, okay? And we are going to quickly whisk just to combine our three ingredients. And then we are going to place this on top of our water. Now you want to make sure that your water has been reduced to about a medium heat. And you want to keep stirring. I'm just going to lower my heat a little bit here. And you want to keep stirring until your milk, sugar, and salt come up to a simmer. So you'll notice there will be bubbles all around. It won't take long at all. Just keep stirring. Now you want to make sure that your bowl, whatever bowl you are using, is a heat-proof bowl. It needs to be safe and it needs to be able to handle high heat. So you want to make sure of that before you actually start doing this. Okay, so our milk mixture has come up to a simmer. If you notice, there are very tiny little small bubbles around the edges, and there are some forming in the middle. You don't want this to come up to a boil. You just want it to simmer, so it's nice and hot, but not boiling. And now I'm just going to close my stove and set it aside, but we will need it in just a minute. So I've brought back my egg yolk and cornstarch mixture, just gave it another little stir. And now what I'm going to do is bring in the heavy cream mixture that we brought up to a simmer. But what I'm going to do is only add a little bit so that we don't scramble our eggs. So we're going to add a small amount. And as we add it in, we are going to stir. Just keep stirring. We're just tempering our egg yolks here. I'm going to add a little bit more. Stir, 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 stir. A little bit more, stir, stir. Now I'm going to slowly add in the remaining of the heavy cream mixture and just keep stirring. Stir, stir, stir away. Now I'm gonna bring back the bowl that I used to simmer my heavy cream and sugar. Because it's a bigger bowl, I'm going to use it instead of the one that I mixed here with the egg yolks. So I'm going to just pour it all into the bigger bowl. Whisk again. This is perfect. Now I'm going to bring back my stove. And I'm going to bring my water back up to a boil. Our water has come up to a boil. Now I'm going to reduce to medium heat. You just want it to be simmering. You don't need it to be boiling up a storm. Bring back the bowl, and you want to keep a close eye on this. Keep stirring. And we're going to keep stirring until our mixture becomes thick enough to coat the back of a spoon. I'll let you know how long it takes and once we get there. Now you want to make sure that if your saucepan starts to run out of water, just add a little more water and make sure it comes up to a boil. You don't want it to dry out, so just keep an eye on it. Our mixture has thickened and it's come up to a simmer. As you can see, all kinds of bubbles around the edges and on the top. You don't want it to boil, just simmer. And now I'm just going to switch to a wooden spoon so we can check if it is ready to remove off of the heat. Give it a stir. Careful not to burn yourself. There you go. It's ready. I'm just turning off my heat here. I'm going to remove my bowl off of my saucepan with some gloves. You want to be careful not to burn yourself. Now I do suggest that you use a larger heat-proof bowl if you have one. It is safer and easier to work with, but because I'm filming here, I just wanted to show you guys and use the best method to be nice and clear and show exactly how everything should work. But that's what I suggest. Now we're going to remove this off of the heat and we're going to place it in a bowl and we're going to try it. Before we place our sauce into a bowl, we are going to add in our vanilla extract. You want to do this right after you remove your bowl from the heat. Mix, mix, mix. It smells so good. Now I'm going to pour my vanilla sauce into a nice large white mug here, or you can use a bowl, whatever you like. Our vanilla sauce is ready. It's still really hot. As I mentioned, if you want it thinner, you can use milk or half and half cream. It's completely up to you, but I like this consistency and I'm actually going to be using this to top some bread pudding I'm going to be making. So it is perfection, smells so good and is very delicious. Now, as I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you can use this on anything. You can use it on rice pudding, you can use it on fruit, you can use it on any cakes, waffles, pancakes, whatever you like. I guarantee you, you're gonna love it. Now, as it cools off a little bit, it will thicken slightly. So this is the consistency that we have now. So let's try it. So yummy. That is so good. It is perfect. You need to give this a try. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.